In an ever-evolving digital landscape, for your business to thrive, you must adapt or die. Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the podcast helping you harness the power of AI and marketing tools to revitalize and grow your business. And now here's your host, marketing expert and author of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI, Emanuel Rose.
Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI. We're getting ready to have a conversation with Audrey Wiggins, who is an experienced Marcom professional and early adopter of technology and an AI tech wizard. And I'm so happy to have you here, Audrey.
Thanks, Emanuel. I'm excited to be here with you this evening.
Yeah. What else should we know about your background?
Well, I've been around for quite a bit. So as far as technology goes, I mean, when I was designing flyers, when all we had were paste up letters and cut out artwork and a typewriter.
Oh yeah.
So now you can't tear me away from this computer. So very excited for the age that we live in and technology, and to be able to carry that forward in everything that I do.
Well, yeah, I know. I always laugh thinking about, we started, when my career started, we were still using fax machines. I just had the very first networked computer system in our office, right?
Oh, wow.
And just how now I could go and everything is so instantaneous. It's really like all the things we dreamt of as marketing professionals, we have at our fingertips. It's kind of hard to picture how it could get any easier than this.
I'm telling you, oh my goodness.
Well, so now you're working both like in a department at a college as in Marcom. Is that still the case?
Yeah, and College of Engineering. I'm around all those brains, all those smart people.
That's awesome. And how are you using or what kind of tools are you using in that role?
All right, so pretty much your typical tools or your social channels, tools that you can schedule your social media post, and our website is on Drupal, so that's where the design comes from.
Yeah,
and so sometimes I might might venture into AI a little bit, at the job, but more so for myself.
I'm wondering on the school side, what you've noticed about marketing to Gen Z and how they may or may not be different than the kids that have come through previously.
Let's see. I would say the quicker stuff. They love videos. The reels or that type of stuff is real important. So I try to to create standard posts with graphics, but as well as put out make some reels. So those are important. Imagery is very important. Text straight to the point.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then out of the LLMs, which one have you landed on? Are you a Chat or on Claude, or which one do you like to use?
Yeah, I'm still discovering, but pretty much Chat was the first one I was introduced to, so I use that the most. So I'm trying to set aside some time. I've gone through like a few workshops this year. And so I was introduced to Claude and Gemini, and so Copilot. So I'm trying to, see where I'm going to land there.
Do you have any prompt secrets? Anything that you can lay on us for wisdom on the prompt writing?
Well, I don't know if it is wisdom. I don't know if folks might know this, but just you've got to be clear. Act like you're talking to, like Emanuel asked me that question. Be clear of what you ask, so you get back what you want, because otherwise you're going to go back and forth. And I learned that too. I'll put a question in or a statement, and now it's pretty much, I feed it the background information, so to speak. So I don't necessarily send the model out to the internet and find something. Like, go to my website, create 10 tips, on marketing. So it's pulling from my content, and using it with podcasts. That's been a great help because I'm real creative of coming up with quips and titles and and writing, but we're sped up again. And so it was okay, so let me use this chat. Okay, here's my summary. Give me 5 titles. All right, now create a social post for the different channels, and I'll lay it out there. And it does it. It's like we're sitting at the table and we're with the team and we're going to town.
Yeah, it is amazing. Just the way that it can summarize or create a new set of titles like you're talking about, or innovate some small draft that you've created. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about on the coaching side? How are you using any of the AI tools
You just want to go to?
on the coaching and
Oh yeah, in coaching, not too much yet.
okay.
Yeah, because I'm really starting to get more involved in the coaching. So developing that, then I'll end up developing some tools there. But I would imagine might be, kind of the same, the podcast. Like, this is the background of the person, no names, and I'm going to say that as a sidebar, not to putting in, personal names of folks. You can set it up where you can make it private so it doesn't train or learn your learn on your content, but so to help maybe with the questions that I might ask that particular person.
Yeah. And then what about on the podcasting side? Are you using any of the tools there to help to process your podcast?
Oh yeah, definitely. Not on the design side yet, but we come up with the descriptions. There's actually apps, connected. There's some of the podcasting tools or recording tools, I should say. And well, actually, one of the podcasts, I think Buzzsprout has it built in now, where it can come up with, like I said, I feed it into it, say, give me a title. It can automatically create the titles for you. And it's real important that I think we get hung up on is content creators are doing the podcast, all that writing for putting up the transcripts. It's just
Right.
like, and you don't want to go back and edit all of that stuff and come up with a clean, with a clean transcript. So for creating the chapters, that's something, that's good for like YouTube and things like that. So that's been very helpful.
And have you seen a difference in your viewership between like shorts and long form video?
Not yet, but
Okay.
the shorts do get a lot of attention.
Yeah.
I would say that because now I'm just getting more into TikTok, and the views on a TikTok video versus me posting a video on Instagram or YouTube. I mean, it's like literally 1,000, times. So where you
Right.
might get 5 views when it first goes out on one of the other channels, the video, the shorts over on TikTok is like 1,000. Like, I just put it up there.
It's pretty quick, huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then are you using any of the social paid ads on any of the platforms?
I haven't recently, but when I first started podcasting, it had to do, it was all web shows then, and I'm going to get back to it because that does help to grow your audience, because that's always a stronghold or a struggle area for folks in podcasting, growing that audience.
And do you have any tools that you use for pay per click?
No, at this point, no. So I would be using the built-in tool. So whatever the ads are, the ad platform is, if it was Facebook, if it was LinkedIn. So I'm still just discovering as far as what outside tools that I would just use in general. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you're working on the native platforms themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
And then I guess what kind of repetitive tasks that you're doing do you feel like you're ready to experiment next with and find a solution for?
Oh wow. Let's see. Ooh. That's a good question because editing will probably be that next step, because the written piece, the written content with the titles and summaries, descriptions, those things, and creating posts, for sharing. I've been doing that for a little bit, so I've gotten more comfortable with that. So that next step would be would be that real creative piece with actually doing the editing, and I think that would be a huge step for me.
And are you using something like Opus Clips right now for the editing, or how do you edit your video?
Yeah, right now I'm just editing right in iMovie
Oh,
and
okay.
Premiere. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, guys. That's like I used to do a video editing, and so I kind of like sitting down and having all the control. I bet that's
I know you got this track, you put your audio, this, and you're having fun, it's crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, but I think it does get to a point where, okay, I need to let some of this go, whether it's to AI or, virtual assistant, but so we can go on and do some other higher level work.
yeah, right, exactly. Or maybe take some time off, right?
Right. Yes, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Well, where do you see kind of the technology heading, and how it's going to help you in the next year or two?
Yeah, wow. And the next year, you mentioned the coaching. So you're talking about me working at the university. So December 31st is my last day as a dual worker, so to speak.
Yeah,
So I'll be launching full time. So I look for AI to really help and support in that coaching. I'm a web designer, so maybe being able to put up some quick landing pages, so I'm not spending a lot of time in design. I'm not a coder, but you can still take a lot of time, putting pages together. So
sure.
yes, I'll see AI doing that, as well as maybe automating some more processes of bringing of the guests.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then yeah, all the guesting and the calendaring and all those things. It's nice to have all that automated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then, so do you prefer to work on Drupal or on WordPress?
Oh, WordPress, hands down. Right off.
That didn't take any time at all.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but I've gotten used to it. That's the platform that we use, and because it's enterprise, so that's a whole different animal. You need to have something like that. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then what will your what's your coaching offer? What are those going to be like when you get focused solely on that?
Yeah, they're going to center around tech packages. So pretty much the technology piece, because what I'm finding in working with a particular niche of the wise folks, our seasoned our seasoned brothers and sisters out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so helping them really to be able to adapt and use technology into what they're doing. And even what I've noticed over the past even 60 days with some of the people I've been dealing with, some don't really even have their websites set up. And I thought, we can just be the assuming thing that everyone has a website, even if it's crude. But that's not necessarily true. And to really get that, coaching and consulting, it's going to be kind of a mixture of selling, not selling the product so much, but selling the idea that this is what you need in a business for the 21st century.
What are those things? Give me the list of those things.
Okay, a website, number one, domain. Well, your domain name goes with your website. That's to represent your website, but professional email or branded email is
yes. Thank you.
Oh, I know. Okay, too far, right? That's one of your favorite ones. Yes, definitely. And using that branded email, professional email, that branding brands back your business or your product or service, depending on how you use it. So those things are your website, branded email, and oh my gosh, your social channels. You don't have to have 10.
Right. Start
with 2. So you can begin to build and get used to doing it. And when you get used to it, then, you can farm it out to, to one of the platforms for auto posting and things, batch your work like that. Or if you're not going to do it yourself, at least learn and understand the process so that you can, hire somebody else to do that for you. Because we've got to have a solid presence on on the internet. I can remember years ago when I first started my business, I was in my basement. And this is before the websites. I'm going to take it back a minute. Look, I'm looking around for, do I have an old telephone somewhere around? But so what it was important then was to have a business telephone line, because if you're dealing
Right.
with vendors, and then there was a lot of outside printing, so I was doing printing, and that was still very very prevalent then. So if I was going to be a wholesaler, the people, they trusted me, they met me, they saw that I was real, I had EIN number, and all that, but I had a home address with a home phone number.
Right.
They really wanted to make sure that they weren't selling wholesale to somebody who was actually a retail customer, because I'm reselling it. So actually, the phone company actually put a business line inside a residence.
Right.
And so I showed up in the phone book. So that was it, showing up in the yellow pages, people.
Those days are over.
Business section of white pages.
Thank goodness. It's way quicker to just get on the phone and find a number.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I don't care if it was in alphabetical order. It's like, thumbing through. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Especially to get to Wiggins.
Oh, I never got found.
Yeah.
They went to Emanuel first.
So yeah, I like that. So you're saying, obviously, yeah, website, and then probably need at least one social platform that's also video, wouldn't you say?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or either at least one that you can add video to it, and be so if you're gonna choose one, I would say LinkedIn, so you can have the professional presence. That's more like that would be your white pages, or so to speak. People, I guess, they're legit, they see what you're doing. But then definitely probably YouTube and TikTok. I'm getting really more into TikTok these days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, I mean, for reaching the Z's, that's the spot for it, for sure. And I encourage my clients to do the paid, do some advertising on there also, even if they don't do a lot of posting, because you can still do very well just by advertising on TikTok.
And that's true. I haven't done the ads yet on TikTok. I did set it up as a business account, so that's going through with the with them, verifying the business and stuff. But that's very important. Like I said, I wasn't doing a lot of paid ads now, but when I was doing that, knowing, picking your market, and it really made a difference because there's people in our inner circle of our personal or inner business circle. People know you, and it's easy to get to them. You have email lists, but to grow, we really do need to advertise. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, and so then probably the other missing piece in most people when they're getting these fundamentals put together would be some kind of an email platform, right?
Right. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So setting that up so you can have your newsletters, and I know where we're adding, layers of work, but that can be automated, but still being able to have another touch point where maybe you're sending out tips. It doesn't have to always be selling something, because we want to give away value, but then this way, you grow your list, so you have those sign up sheets on your. Oh my God, I said sign up sheets. Your sign up buttons on your website or your social channels. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I knew what you meant. I was there with you. Well, good. How do people get in touch with you if they want to talk about websites and tech connections and or chopping it up with you on your podcast?
Oh yeah, thanks for mentioning that. Absolutely. So if you go to altogether.biz, there's a contact form on there. You fill it out, it'll come back to my email, and let me know what you're interested in, and let's start the conversation.
All right, Audrey, I'm just going to put you on the spot right now and just tell me what's the book or the books that you're reading right now?
Oh gosh, I'm going back on some of my books of emotional intelligence. So I love
nice.
Bradbury, love that, and some of the folks in my network. Oh wow, one of my clients just wrote a book, and it's already on your mark, ready, reset.
Oh, reset.
Yes. So it's a book about entrepreneurship, and whether you're seasoned or starting out, it's a good read.
All right. Well, thank you for that. And thank you so much for spending time with me this afternoon. It's always great to see you, and I appreciate your time.
Yes. Thank you. I appreciate your time too, Emanuel. Take care.
Okay. Thanks, Audrey.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see